from the side, Aaron Henry, nothing but net. He got it.
Nice shot there by Henry.
And speaking of our top scorer, Aaron Henry, he just drove the baseline.
Aaron Henry has really improved to me as a finisher at the rim.
2020's been a lot. You know, it's been ups and it's been downs. When the season was over, I was a little bit distraught. Honestly, I feel like we had a lot of good basketball left to play. I felt like we were good enough to do some special things and maybe compete for some championships. But, you know, knowing the player that I am, knowing I could compete at any level, really prepared me for it. Me dipping my toes in the NBA. The process was different for sure. Everybody's was different than mine because of COVID and everything. And I learned a lot, you know, the type of player that I am, what I need to get better at, what teams are looking out of for me, where I need to grow to get as much feedback as possible. That was important. I talked to Denzel, Draymond. They always reach out to me. They're always helping me in situations like these with decision making because they've been here before. They've won a lot of things here at this school, so it's almost a good path to, I don't want to say follow, but you know, to look at their footsteps and see how they did it, what they did, and take any advice they give me and just hold it tight. Having that type of family is important. You know, I'm trying to do something that I've never done before with people that have already been in my shoes before and that are where I want to be. Those are some people that I need to follow and learn from and maybe just hit up more frequently just to understand what they did and how they did it, you know, and the mindset I need to have, the things I need to do, you know, how to separate myself and become where you guys are. I came back to MSU because I want to reach my full potential. You know, I'm getting coached by one of the best coaches in the country, you know, with the best staff and the best teammates. And that's not biased, that's the honest truth to me. And I just want to win a national championship and do all the right things that Michigan State has done right by me.
You know, one of the main conversations I had with him was, I don't want guys half in. If he couldn't be all the way in, I thought it was better for him to go. And he talked about it then, that once he made his decision, he was going to be all in. And I think Aaron has grown as much as any player I've had in a lot of years as far as emotionally with his basketball. And of course, you know, like we all do, we grow up when we get a year older. And I think it's been a great decision for Aaron, not for us just, but for him.
It has been the junior Aaron Henry that has been so fantastic so far.
Well, he's a little bit of everything. A Swiss Army knife. He's one of two players to average 11 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. He can do everything on this floor. He's been asked to do more. He'll run the point guard a little bit. So I'm looking forward to kind of see his development from the point guard position and forward.
I think Aaron has done a great job of, you know, building on his role. You know, I think coming in as a freshman, at first he didn't play a ton, and then with Josh's injury, you know, he really stepped into his role. He stepped into his kind of mold and just doing whatever he was asked to. So I think it's been awesome watching him transform since he was a freshman, just continually building on his role, continuing getting better, stepping up and making more plays, doing more things. You know, he's such a great defender that, you know, that's not going anywhere for him. It's just continuing to do the things that he really excels at and then adding parts to his game, which I think he's done a great job of this offseason.
9-2 run, a Euro step, and Aaron Henry somehow got that to drop.
Past 2 years and the progression that I've had, the leaders that we've had before, ex-players that I've played with, and just overall experience here at this school has really helped me into the player that I am today, and more so the leader. You know, it's helped me on and off the court and carrying that and that weight. I mean, it comes with a lot of responsibility, but I feel like I'm prepared and I've met my time, and I'm excited for it.
You know, believe it or not, I just think it's his maturity, and that doesn't mean he was totally immature, but I think players go through this. Do coaches tell them things that they want to hear, that they need to hear? Are they telling them for the right reasons or wrong reasons? I felt all year Aaron and I have been on the exact same page. You know, what I think is needed of him, both as a player and as a leader. And I think what he thinks have been etched in stone, and I think we're moving in the same direction.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff that he's doing differently. Like, his approach to the game is like different, and I feel like he's taking it more and more serious every day. like with the stuff he do, and he's trying to get better every day. And I mean, just like his presence for us is big, and I think he's really taking that role and making it the best that he can do with it. And I feel like he's gonna be good.
I think Aaron's done such a good job, just leading by example, being out there each and every day and putting in that work, doing all the little things that he's supposed to.
It's fun to see a guy grow in that respect. He spent more time on the game. His practice has been better. His shooting has been better and more consistent. One of the things we talked about is he had to get to the basket more and get fouled more and become even better defensively. I think those 3 areas he's grown enormously in. And it's been fun to coach him.
I still have room to grow, things to get better at, just more to show. There was no bad decision either staying or going. Only chance to improve myself and to get better. And that's what I did. That's what I'm doing, taking advantage of my time that I'm given, staying in the gym as much as possible, and the rest take care of itself. I can still learn from them, young or old. I can teach. I can bring guys up, and show them what I went through and what not to do. And I'm a team guy. I'm a family guy, and that's what Michigan State's all about. I'm about the next person. It's never about me. With me being that type of person, I feel like the sky's the limit for everybody, because I'll hold everybody accountable to that, and it's all shared success. Not one guy is getting success without the next man. So I'm happy for me, just like somebody will be happy for themselves. I'm trying to play winning basketball, be a leader, take the right shots, make the right plays, play the best defense I can, and just do whatever it takes for my team to win. I've always been a team player, a winner, a guy that's won in a lot of levels, and hopefully I can take that to the NBA one day.
Coming to Michigan State was not my goal. I didn't apply here. I had no interest in coming here whatsoever. And that's because I lived an hour away, and I had just gotten back from Poland where I was miles away from my family, and I lived in a large city. So I was like, why would I want to go to a college that's basically in my backyard? So I didn't apply here. I applied to schools all across the country. I ended up choosing the University of the Sciences in Philadelphia. The big city it made me think of all these opportunities that I could have. And also I was going to play volleyball and then track as well.
I decided to go to the state of Michigan's Track and Field Championships. And I saw her, and she threw the shot put, and I was very amazed at first of all, how far it went and how she did it, because anybody else, it probably would have took their arm off, but she was just very strong.
At the state meet, my mom was so excited to watch me throw discus because she had thrown discus in high school. But Coach Pugh kept trying to talk to my mom and stuff like that, and my mom was like, no, I want to watch my daughter.
This gentleman comes up to me with a card in hand, and he says he wants to, if you have a minute, I'd love to talk with you. And I really kind of blew him off. I was like, well, thank you, but she's already committed to go somewhere else. And Becca reached over and took his card.
Her mom did blow me off. So as a mom, you don't want to sit and talk and be distracted. You want to give all your attention to, your son or daughter. So that's where that came from. So she wasn't being mean or anything.
She has no technique, no skill, nothing. She's literally just pure strength. And I think that's what he saw. She's a diamond in a rough, I think is what we were calling her.
I didn't win, I got all state, but my marks weren't that far, especially not for what I thought is a Big Ten level. So I kind of kept his little card, and I was thinking about it for a little bit. And I was like, do I want to go here?
During the recruiting, it was a very, very short recruiting process with her. It was more so hey, this is what we have to offer. This is the offer that's on the table.
So then I talked to Coach Pugh a little bit just to figure out what he was looking for in an athlete and stuff like that. And then I came on a visit, but what really struck me at MSU was the academics. And when I saw the academics, I was like, shoot, I want to go there. I was going on a mission trip with my church to Nicaragua, And in the airport there, I saw like a Michigan State shirt, and that's when I was like, oh my goodness, like I'm gonna be a Spartan. So later that week, when I was in Nicaragua, I sent an email to my coach and everything saying I wasn't coming. And then a week after I got back from Nicaragua before moving, I decided I was coming to Michigan State officially.
Being the youngest of all three of the kids, she definitely tagged along to a lot of things. And I think in a lot of ways, that's why she got involved in so many different sports.
I was privileged with the opportunity to always join the next league and the next team and stuff. So it kind of just rolled on season after season. I would start the next one. And that's what I did with my free time. That's what I thought was natural. We had a large backyard. The times me and my brother would just go out there and like play random things. Or me and my sister, we got a lacrosse goal one year and we played like lacrosse one-on-one. So stuff like that, it was always like you had a teammate and you always had somebody to play against. And my parents were at every single event they could make it to, every practice, every game. So it was always like, it was our family like thing, like, oh, like who's going to whose game tonight?
The kids really liked doing it. Otherwise, they wouldn't have pushed themselves so hard. My husband and I, we wanted them to try different sports. They were all very athletic. Becca by far the most.
I was a very, very competitive kid growing up. I think a lot has to do with my brother and I. He's 15 months older than me, but I was always like the same size as him, so we would go at it. We were great opponents though, because like we had the same like developmental skill-wise. Once we got to like middle school and high school, that definitely separated and we both went our own ways. But growing up, my sister was always larger than me too, because she's 5 years older. So I always had to like struggle and try a little bit harder, which I think made me into who I am now, because I always had to like go for the top dogs and stuff.
Family's our little circle, and there were the 5 of us, and that was the most important thing, with them being, you know, young and trying to put some values to what's going on in the world. We do a lot with our church. Becca's been on mission trips, numerous ones. One, she went to Nicaragua, and I think she's got the travel bug. She would love to go everywhere.
Junior year, I enrolled at Liceum Trzyciści in Warszawa, Poland, which is Warsaw, Poland. The main reason I chose to go to Poland is my grandfather lived in Poland, and quite a bit of my extended family lives there. So it was kind of like a home away from home that was actually my family. I just had only seen pictures of them. One of the most important things that I would say my experience in Poland taught me was the different cultures that we have no clue and I have no way of understanding unless you live through it. And that has definitely shaped how I want my future to be and my future careers and what I want to do with my life. And Poland was the first example of how I thought I was gonna go there and it was gonna be just like this. And then I came out a completely different person with all these amazing experiences which taught me so much. I breezed through high school. I never really studied and I got all A's, so I thought it would be the exact same thing coming to MSU. I heard of a lot of other people being successful here who didn't seem to try as hard in high school as well but still get good grades, so I thought I'd just be like any one of them. But then my freshman year, when I didn't 4-point all my classes, I was kind of like, had to take a second back and I was like, whoa, like maybe I do have to try a little bit at school. And then athletics was a whole different boat. Coming in, you have people who have done track and field from when they were a child. Their parents were coaches, they've invested in the sport. And then I walk in here with maybe 2 months of track and field under my belt. The first day of practice, I was so confused, so lost. I was like, what am I supposed to do?
She did not have a clue about track and field. Basically showing her how to hold a shot put, to holding a discus, introducing her to one of her better events, which is the weight and the hammer throw.
Freshman year, after the indoor Big Tens, coach is like, I need to see more out of everybody, all this stuff. And I was like, I don't know if I have more to give. And I really didn't want to be wasting MSU's resources. So I wrote a letter to coach and then I went into his office and read it to him saying that I understand if you need to cut me, no hard feelings, that I don't think I'm cut out for this Just because I wasn't at the marks that everybody else was, and if they weren't doing good enough, then I knew for sure that I wasn't. Little did I know that it was just my freshman year, and I had to be patient in my athletics.
When I first met Rebecca, I think that she was just kind of not sure of her potential at the time. I think that's very common just in this sport alone, or being an athlete alone, especially starting out. We weren't sure like what we were gonna be getting ourselves into.
It definitely took a lot of me like breaking down and realizing like what are my priorities and how I should align those priorities. My teammates were also probably one of the biggest resources I could ever have. That's one of the things that's made MSU such a great experience for me.
Over the years, it's been nice to see how she's progressed and how she has kind of come to know herself as the athlete that she is and kind of recognize that potential that she holds. She's matured a lot and her confidence has skyrocketed.
For somebody who did not want to come to MSU at all, but now has been here for 3 years, I would say that MSU is full of opportunity and full of resources. The only thing you have to do is use them.
Hi, my name is Elena Shklar.
My name's Bella Jodis and I'm a senior on the women's soccer team.
My name is Ashley Hoflick.
I'm Samantha White.
My name is Jake Tucker.
I'm going to be showing you what it's like to be a student athlete during COVID.
What it's like returning to campus.
What a normal week for us would look like, especially coming back into action here.
How do you think practices are going?
You know, I've been actually really impressed with everything the girls have been doing so far. I know the preseason hasn't been ideal with just the time off due to COVID, and I feel like every time we have been shut down for one reason or the other, we've been able to kind of pick back up where we left off. So the effort has been incredible, and I'm excited for what the year will bring.
I'm about to go to Jenison to get my antigen testing. We are doing it at Jenison, and Kelly, our athletic trainer, is administering them and then bringing them over to get our results. So they usually take a few hours, and we have to know before we go into practice. How was practice today?
It was really good. We worked on our little ball control skills and got better and are going to get ready for the next one.
2020 was just a tough year. Getting our season canceled right after we had just started. We're only in the 4th weekend. And then with the whole pandemic happening, shutting everything down. And then just the human rights stuff that happened. And, I mean, it takes a huge toll on everyone's mental health. It's just very important to be there for each other. As athletes here, we have to, we have people looking up to us, and we have a platform, so it's important to, to speak up, share what you can, try to educate people, educate yourself, and just love one another.
It is just after 6 a.m. here in East Lansing, so got my first workout done, and I'm in quarantine, so on the rowing team you get your erg, so went and got that from my car, and now I'm gonna go do some rowing. But second day of quarantine, we started yesterday, so gotta mask up, be safe, and have fun today.
It is the first day of our week-long quarantine period before we start our season. We were told we're allowed to go work out outside, so I am going on a run around campus.
It's picture day.
Right? Yeah, and she'll kick over a little
Something
bit
cute,
more.
huh?
So we just finished our first practice back. There's about 60 of us here. Say hi. Great.
We are slowly getting out of quarantine, so we have to all go pick up spit tests and then drop them off by 1 p.m. today, and then hopefully get our results by tomorrow or the next day, and then we can officially start practice. Here's a cute little look at the spit test that we got to use. On my way to go drop off my spit test.
We just got to practice. We spit tested early this morning. Season is right around the corner, so we're excited to put in the work today.
Practices have been going, pretty well. We kind of came off a 3-week shutdown not too long ago, but we're making it work. We have to wear these masks and stay 6 feet apart and can't touch each other. But other than that, they're great.
The biggest thing this year is you got to be able to adapt, and I think that's what the biggest thing we've learned this year is we can adapt, we can do different things, and we can still perform how we need to perform. So it's been a challenge, but it's a good challenge, and I think we're all growing from it.
Go green.
Go white.